Anong tingin mo dun sa mga parents na ginagawa nilang retirement plan yung anak nila?
The greatest test of someone's character is how they treat if someone is weak and helpless.
This is Modern Tribe. Modern families, timeless principles.
Sagot ba ng mga anak ang pagtanda ng mga magulang? We'll talk about this very important topic, especially in the Philippines. Nako, you can see this anywhere.
Yeah.
Yung idea ng utang na loob,
Mhm.
it's common, no? Wherever you go, saan ka man sulok ng Pilipinas.
Yes. From generations to generations, yung utang na loob.
To prove you na trusted yung utang na loob, I will share some story dito. Tapos let's see if you can resonate with this.
Mhm.
This one is from a parent who runs in one famous group, Ready to Adult group.
Okay.
So we got this excerpt from that group.
Mhm.
So dun siya nag-post yung rant niya sa anak niya.
Okay.
And of course, she didn't post her full name. Anonymous siya na member.
Okay.
No? So basahin natin dito. Ano bang dapat gawin sa ungrateful na anak? Sabi niya, hindi niya nakikita yung itinutulong namin sa kanya. Lagi pang masama ang loob niya sa amin. Ilang taon din siya sinusuportahan namin sa financially. Pero nung time na may pinagagastuhan na kami at di namin siya mabigyan ng pera, nagagalit siya sa amin. Naisip ko, ang hirap talaga magkaanak. Ginawa mo naman lahat para sa kanila, pero ang nakikita nila yung pagkukulang mo bilang magulang.
Ang red flag naman ng anak niya.
Adult na siya, yung anak niya. Nabigyan na namin sa kanya yung source of income para gusto niya, para may gusto siyang bilhin, gusto niya,
Nabigyan na namin siya ng source of income. Pero,
mm,
pag may gusto siyang bilhin, gusto niya,
hati pa kami sa bayad.
yan.
Kasi iniisip ko, ano bang mali ko sa pagpapalaki sa kanya? Ano ba dapat ang ginawa ko para di siya magkaganito? Hindi siya marunong humawak ng pera.
Mhm.
Pag may pera, gastos ng gastos dyan sa mga travel or
Oops.
gadgets na yan. Share kami sa puhunan ng business niya sa coffee shop dito sa PGC.
Wow, ano kayang coffee shop yan?
Pero lahat ng kita sa kanya.
Oh.
Hindi nagbabayad ng inutang sa amin. Hindi na lang namin siningil kasi sumasama yung loob. Pag may ginagawa siya for us, binibilang niya as utang na loob pa namin. Hindi ko na talaga alam, iisipin ko.
That's so sad.
What do you think?
That's so sad. Well, I'm not sure how old na yung anak niya, no? Baka kakagraduate lang, ganun. So, I'm also not sure kasi sa generation ngayon, no? Parang maraming entitled na mga anak, diba? I also don't know their like status, mayaman ba sila, mahirap ba sila. Pero based on the testimony of the mom, parang may may kaya sila, diba? Kasi they put up a coffee shop
Hindi basta-basta maganda dun.
sa BGC. So, medyo malaking capital. Yun. So, I can sense na merong parang entitlement yung anak.
Mm.
'Di ba? However, meron ding kasalanan ng parent dito. Kasi, bakit mo hinayaan na humantong sa ganyan? 'Di ba? Tsaka, sinabi niya dito na, di nagbabayad ng inutang sa amin. Hindi na lang namin sinisingil kasi sumasama ang loob. Number 1, pinag-usapan niyo ba na this will be an utang or tulong na to?
Mm.
Ganon. And then, itong hindi sinisingil kasi sumasama ang loob, it speaks something about the parenting, no? Parenting style. So, I don't think it's right na hayaan mo na lang yung anak mo kahit you do not agree sa ginagawa niya. Hayaan mo na lang kasi sasama ang loob niya.
Mm.
Until when mo gagawin yon? What if? Syempre, darating din naman yung time na mawawala na yung parents, di ba?
Mm.
What if wala na sila? Or may nangyaring something na hindi na nila kayang bigyan ng, let's say, capital or amount of money yung anak nila? Anong gagawin ng anak, di ba? So, para rin sa ikabubuti ng anak mo, kung tuturuan mo siya, na i-communicate mo yung how you're going to divide the capital and how you're slowly going to parang withdraw na you contributing to your anak, di ba? So they also need to learn to be independent, and I think communication talaga is the key. If you tell them naman na it's for them to grow, how to learn how to manage their money properly, then I don't think it's going to be a big problem. For sure, kahit magtatampo yung anak mo, in the long run, marirealize din yan na para sa kanya din yung ginawa.
Right.
Diba?
Well, I like
What
what
do
you
you think
said
about that?
dun sa sense of entitlement. Of course, we can only assume, but on the surface, we can say na blessed yung anak na to.
Yes.
Adult na siya, pero meron pa ring support sa magulang.
Mhm.
And you can also sense na yung parent all-out support
Yes.
dun sa mga pursuits ng anak niya. Na even though nag-pursue siya sa business, hindi basta magka-business sa BGC
Yes.
with the permits and the tax and the rental,
Yes.
everything, you have to spend a lot.
Mhm.
And this parent is...
Di ka sure din if nag-earn yung business, diba?
Right.
Its first year.
That's true. And yung thing na sinabi ng parent na to na sa mga gastos parang hati pa daw.
Mhm.
So you can sense na merong entitlement
Mhm.
na environment dito.
Oh, at binibilang pa raw ng anak na as utang na loob nila kapag may ginagawa yung anak for them.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think this is one of the the effects of parents who want to give their all for their kids.
Yeah.
Yung mga
Who
baby
pamper.
boomers.
Pamper their
Diba,
kids.
yung generation ng baby boomers,
Mhm.
yung mga 1950s, 60s, usually yung mga parents natin. So, most of them, di nila nalasap yung buhay na ganito.
Mhm.
They had to
Oh.
find their way, to really find a living.
Yeah.
Most of them are living in abroad, to provide for their family. And the reason why, maybe, I can only assume na yung parent na to wants to bawi.
Oh,
Yung mga
pwede.
hindi niya nanarasan. No? But of course, you also pointed out yung shared responsibility with the parent.
Mhm.
We can just point fingers here. Tama? We have to know the story behind. No? But of course, as a parent, you're giving too much. No? So if this is the case, at saka, if yun na to yung trato, yung response ng anak mo sa generosity mo, there's something wrong.
Correct.
Mm.
Okay. Meron naman ako dito from the anak's point of view.
Anak's point of view.
Okay. So, medyo mahaba to. Kaya kinat lang natin. So, mga excerpts lang to ng pag-express
statement niya.
na.
Sobrang haba
pag-express na.
ng testimony niya. Anonymous member din from
From the same,
Same
from
group.
the same group.
right. Yeah. So, yung kinapture natin yung excerpt lang.
Okay, sige. So, babasahin ko na. At 23, itong sharer became a high-earning freelancer, earning between 50 to 70,000 pesos per month. Oh, not bad for a 23-year-old,
Not bad.
diba? And became the family's primary breadwinner. So, sabi niya, sunod lang po ako ng sunod sa kanila.
Sa parents niya.
Oh, no.
Mm.
This is also a red flag.
Mm.
The sharer took on nearly all financial responsibilities, including weekly allowances for parents. Eto, matindi. And paying off family debts. Dumating sa point na halos sinosolo ko na ang gastos. Naku, bakit naman ganun, diba? The siblings' marriage preparations and subsequent home renovations were also funded by the sharer. Mahal na mahal siguro nito yung kapatid niya.
Yeah.
Leading to significant financial strain. Yan lang. Sabi niya, halos 500,000 na nagagastos ko, pero
Oo.
wala pa po ang pintura doon.
500,000. Wow.
Siguro lalaki yung sibling niya, no? Kasi parang the burden nasa family nila.
Most likely.
Okay. Despite a siblings' promise to help post-marriage, they contributed little, citing reasons like saving for their future house and business. Okay, sabi niya sa akin, naka-time deposit daw po ang pera nila sa kasal.
Parang hindi pwede magalaw.
Yes.
Right.
The sharer felt the iniquity when the sibling bought a luxury phone while claiming to have no money to contribute to household expenses.
So, parang nakita ni...
Actually, nangyayari talaga to.
Yeah. Parang magkalabo yung buhay mo, parang hindi mo binabayaran yung...
Oo,
fees.
nako. Siyempre, nagulat ako. Kasi sabi niya sa akin, wala silang pera. Oo nga naman, naka-time deposit, di ba? Baka ano yun? Baka installment.
Baka sa...
Credit card.
Yeah.
Naka-credit siguro. The sharer sacrificed the personal desires and needs, feeling the burden of being overly accommodating and not being able to enjoy their own earnings. Nako. Kaso hinayaan niya, di ba? So,
Right.
nasa sa kanya din yun. All this time, wala po pala akong nabibigay sa sarili ko. This is the sad part. Usually, di ba? Because of your love for your family, nakakalimutan mo na yung sarili.
Right.
Usually, pag ganyan, merong ano yan eh. Parang nagwa-180 degrees.
May mga
yan
kilala kong ganun eh. Na usually yung mga ate or kuya, yung
All out
eldest,
sa family.
all out sa family, they forgot to take good care of their personal needs then. Okay na sila dun sa bigay-bigay. But if they find something expensive para sa sarili nila, they won't dare to touch it.
Yes, they feel like they're not worthy.
May mga kilala kong ganun, may kilala ka din for sure.
Ako, walang nobody comes to mind at the moment. Pero yung yung tita ko, yung favorite ko na tita ko,
I remember
who passed
her.
away
Right.
early this year, no?
Generous siya when it comes to other people. Pero sa kanya,
Hindi. Yung tita ko yun. That's why I admire her because she seems to have had a balance between her needs and her family's needs.
That's why.
Yung niya lang, medyo na-late na siya sa love life. Dun lang siya
Ay, that's
medyo,
why.
yeah. Meron din. There's always a catch. Diba? Okay, going back. Renovated personal room as a sanctuary to cope with emotional exhaustion and constant financial pressure.
this time dito na siya bumawi siguro.
Sabi niya, nilakasan ko ang loob ko na magpa-renovate ng sarili kong room kasi feeling ko dun lang ako free. Yeah, she deserves it. Considering taking public transportation instead of the family car to avoid additional expenses and stand up for personal needs. At first, parang nung nabasa ko tong statement na to, parang sinabi ko, nagdagdag gastos ka, 'di ba? Kasi nagko-commute siya eh, instead of using the family car. Pero sinabi niya dito to avoid additional expenses. Dahil ayoko na muna sumakay sa sakyan namin kasama ang pamilya ko kasi gastos ko lahat. Yun
para
pala.
siyang gas.
Siguro
Most
yung
likely.
gas, oo, sa kanya. Tapos baka nagda-drive-thru pa, gano'n. Di ba?
For sure.
Okay, so sagot niya. So in this case, kapag nagko-commute pala siya, tapos yung family niya, yung gumagamit ng sasakyan, then of course, they will be forced, right, to provide the gas, etc. Pagpapa-car wash siguro, gano'n. Okay. So naintindihan ko na siya. Okay, family does not understand the sharer's need for help and continued financial pressure. Kawawa naman, no? Leading to feelings of isolation and frustration. Here we go again, hindi niya ako naiintindihan, sabi niya. The sharer feels trapped in a cycle of financial desperation and emotional burnout, nako, struggling to balance personal needs with family obligations. At ito yung panghuling statement niya, which I really agree with. Unfortunately, I deserve what I tolerate.
Wow. Ouchie, ouchie.
Anong masasabi mo dito sa...
Well, this happens especially if you tolerate that. And especially if you cannot gather all the strength to be confrontational with your parents.
Yeah.
With our setup in the Philippines, kapag i-confront mo yung parents mo,
Para ikaw pa yung mali.
ikaw yung may
Ikaw pa
mali.
yung nag-a-attack.
Yeah. So, they won't take it nicely most of the time. This is not for everyone, but of course, it happens most of the time.
Sasabihin nila, parang lumaki na yung ulo mo.
Right.
Familiar.
So, yung mga anak na ganito, they would keep it to themselves rather than hurt the feelings of their parents. So, nangyayari, magdadamdam, may resentment, no? And makikita mo yung damdamin. Of course, you will feel burnt out up until hindi mo na kaya. So, this will take a toll with your health at saka emotional health,
Yes.
mental health mo.
Ito nga sabi niya, leading to feelings of isolation, diba? And frustration. And then she feels trapped sa emotional burnout and financial desperation.
Yeah. This is common, no? I have seen this multiple times, especially with my friends. Common to as well sa mga friends ko na seaman. No? Na kapag nag-seaman ka, nakatatak ka na.
Sagot mo na lahat.
Sagot mo na lahat.
Parang blank check ka pala.
Blank check ka. So, saludo ako sa mga seaman. They would really put their life into risk just to provide, to send money back home.
Correct.
Right. So, may mga questions tayo dito. I will ask you. And then, let's see if we can shed light on this.
Okay.
First question is, can strong family obligations hinder personal growth and development?
How? Okay. Strong family obligation. So, kagaya siguro to ng ng na-share ng second na natin, na-sharer. So, I think hindi naman siya nag-hinder talaga. But, I believe it slows down your personal growth and development, di ba? So, for example, yung na-mention din kanina ng first na nag-share ng testimony na parent, di ba? Sabi niya, nag-aambag pa daw siya sa business dahil yung pera ng anak ay para lang sa travel and pag-upgrade ng mga gadgets. I believe travel, diba? And maybe yung gadgets for the business din. And partly for personal growth. Marami ka na magagawa with your gadgets. You can learn from your gadgets, diba? So, I think walang masama dun. As long as you don't ask for more from your parents. Diba? So, it slows down personal growth because for me, experience is expensive. Kailangan mo talaga mag-shed out some money for you to learn. Although, you can also learn na tipid ka. But it will cost you something else.
Right.
Diba? So, I'd say experience is expensive. And if you can't afford to learn that while you're young because you are contributing to your family out of your obligation, then it will slow down that experience which is necessary for your personal growth.
Right.
So, dun ako nagsastand. How about you?
Well, two-way street yan. As a parent, of course, you have to take the risk. If you want to pursue personal growth, you have to put time to it. Pero kapag may anak ka, especially kapag bata pa, of course, grabe yung demand sa time. I remember my mom wanted to pursue law. In her first year, naka-first year siya sa law. Kaya lang, lumalaki kami. Marami kami magkakapatid. So, she had to give up personal growth,
I see.
so that she can pursue her family.
Okay.
So, that's for the parents' perspective. There are, we can enumerate the hundreds or maybe thousands of sacrifices parents would sacrifice in the name of parenting.
Yeah.
Hindi sila perfect. But I'm sure, grabe kaya yung demand sa time at saka pera when you have a child, a family.
Correct.
So, merong sacrifice and hindi lang para sa mga magulang, also sa mga anak. In fact, according sa study na to, Caregiving in the Philippines, a quantitative survey on adult child caregivers, Science Direct yung source ng study na to. It says here, a survey of 193 adult child caregivers in Davao found that 87% of respondents felt obligated to provide financial support to their aging parents, despite significant personal financial strain. So, ang keyword here, felt obligated to provide, despite of their
personal financial strain.
Correct.
So, maybe they can't afford their needs na nga. Tapos nagsusupport pa sila ng parents.
Right. Yeah. So, can you imagine this? 87% out of 193. And this is conducted in Davao, but I'm sure the stats may be similar if the study is conducted all throughout the Philippines. So, meron tayong tinatawag na utang na loob na pinakain tayo ng magulang natin.
Pinalaki.
Yung parents natin help us in our schooling, elementary, high school, college. So this adult child caregivers oblige themselves to support their parents, may that be financial, emotional, or in probably all aspects. Especially kapag yung parents mo 60s or 70s.
Yes.
Ikaw talaga sasagot dyan.
If they don't have they weren't able to reap yung retirement rewards nila.
Right.
Yeah. But in fairness, there are those who are able to crack the code, 'di ba? I have seen married people who are thriving. So, okay yung family life nila with their kids. They can manage to invest in their personal growth while they're having kids because they have like helpers. Medyo stable yung family nila and also their parents stay with them. Right? But I think hindi siya, it's just a small percentage, right, of our population who are able to crack the code.
Well, as for you, you mentioned it depends, no, on how you see it. Pero I think dito sa context sa Philippines, it's a
Nasa-slow
thing.
down talaga
Right.
yung personal growth. And minsan, na ano na siya. Well, yes. Minsan, ano na siya, nakakalimutan.
Pero the thing that I appreciate the most with those kids who support their parents and still can put time to personal growth, these are the strongest among them all.
Yeah.
This is how your character is strengthened. This is how your values are enhanced. Kapag maraming kang responsibilities, pero on top of that, di mo nakakalimutan mag-push forward.
Yes.
Right.
Sige.
Second question for you is this. How do you balance
Para sa akin talaga.
your personal aspirations and family responsibilities? Context muna. Ano yung setup mo sa pamilya mo? And once you define it, how do you balance your personal growth?
Okay. Medyo, medyo higher order thinking. How do you balance your personal aspirations, family responsibilities? In my case, hindi ko naman masasabing easy lang siya, no? But, I'm okay with having just my mom. And no siblings.
So for context lang, wala kang kapatid.
Yes. Merong ano yun, merong pros and cons.
Right. Tapos yung tatay mo wala na.
Katulad ko.
Right.
Na, I only have my mom because my dad passed away when I was 11.
Correct.
Yun. And I have no other siblings. So, only child ako. So, medyo hindi naman siya madali. Pero, sakto lang. I am very grateful because I used to teach in this progressive school, which is also, they also give parang importance to personal, not just professional growth of their employees. So one time, may in-invite yung school natin actually, na financial advisor to talk about, how to manage your finances. Especially yung mga educators sa private school, 'di ba? Hindi kalakihan yung sweldo, 'di ba? So basically financial literacy. Parang leveled up na financial literacy for adults yung nangyari. And then, natatandaan ko talaga until now, yung sabi ng magaling na financial advisor na to, na the toxic Filipino culture talaga is yung parents, ginagawa nilang retirement plan or basically, substitute nila. No, yung pinakamatandang anak nila kapag nag-graduate na. So just like the testimony of the second sharer, di ba? So, ito yung toxic Filipino culture na kapag may anak ka na nag-graduate na, it's your turn to provide for the family. Tapos na kami. And then kasama din yung parents sa papakainin. The eldest one will provide for, di ba? Ganon. So, agree talaga ako dun. Parang na-feel ko yung maaga, yung burden. Oh no, if this is going to happen with me and my mother, instead of, itong sabi ng financial advisor, instead of madagdagan yung streams of income, kasi hindi lang, especially if may dad pa, no? Hindi lang yung dad, hindi lang yung mom. Yung anak na graduate at may job na, nag-a-add siya ng stream of income sa family. So, 3 na. So, instead of 3, imagine, pag nag-stop na ng work yung dad at saka yung mom, dahil naiiwan na lang yung pinakamatandang anak, naging 1 na lang yung stream of income. So, it's going to be a burden to the eldest na child. Kasi nabibuild pa lang siya eh. Diba? Tapos, parang deficit siya. Negative pa siya kasi kinukuha pa yung lahat ng ina-earn niya na pupunta sa buong family. So, when I realized that, sabi ko, nga no, nangyayari talaga to. Na almost, marami akong kakilala na ganito. So, I shared this with my mom. So, sabi ko, when this is the importance of communication. So your relationship with your parent is also very important. It's important that you get to talk about your finances with your parents. So in my case, sabi ko sa mama ko na ito yung sinabi ng financial advisor. So parang ko na siya, no? Parang na-warn ko na yung mom ko na ibig sabihin, mama, kapag you're still able to work after I graduate, then the two of us should work para dalawa yung streams of income, diba? And I'm so blessed to have a mama who agreed.
Correct.
Naintindihan niya. Because she also wants to support her family. Her mama din. Kasi wala na rin akong lolo eh. And my mom came from a big family. 10 sila. So she also wants to support her siblings. And in fairness naman to my mama, she doesn't want me to, be the one supporting her, and at the same time, na-extend pa yung support na yun sa siblings niya.
Right.
While I build our family then. We build our family. So I'm very grateful. The key talaga here is your relationship with your parents. So you'll be able to communicate.
Right.
And they're able to receive openly. Diba? Right. And ang maganda lang dito, it really revealed the character of my mama. Dahil hindi niya ako gustong gatasan, ganun. She wants to support me. Sabi nga ng favorite pastor ko, ascending love can never be greater than descending love. So, napakaganda. Yung love ng parents natin for us, hindi natin yun mapapantayan or mahihigitan. Siguro mapapantayan, but never natin mahihigitan. Because we are meant to pay it forward to our kids. Right? And it's also, hindi naman sinasabi na okay, pabayaan mo na lang yung parents mo, diba?
Right.
So, yeah, how about you? Medyo mahaba yung na-share ko.
Right. I like your example with your mom. I've seen it. I think the reason why she doesn't like na ikaw ay parang gatasan is because she's the eldest.
Yes.
She knows the feeling.
Correct.
Of being the breadwinner and to be the sole burden for your younger siblings. I like what I read here. It's very important na when it comes to helping our parents, it is not a duty.
Yes.
It should be a reflection of gratitude and respect.
Correct.
It should not be coerced. It's not mandated. But once you've seen, ganito pala yung sacrifice ng parents ko.
Especially as you grow older, you get to experience what your parents experienced before, and you realize, wow, grabe pala yung sacrifice ng parent ko. It's so hard to earn this much.
Right.
But then they are able to provide for me.
You know what? That's true.
So it makes you more grateful. And that gratefulness makes you want to help or support your parents. Not out of, obligation. Dahil inimpose sa'yo na kailangan sustentuhan mo.
Right. You know what? I've seen it with the millennial parents. Yung generation natin na nagkaanak. Finally, they have the glimpse of the sacrifices of their parents din. And in return, they feel this indebtedness. Na meron akong utang na loob. Naturally, not coerced. O hindi sila sinabihan ng parents nila na ito ginawa namin sa inyo. Bata pa kayo. Ganito yung sacrifices namin. Hindi. They had a revelation because they are also parents.
Yes. Kaya tayo, hindi pa nga tayo nagkakaanak but we feel the sacrifices of our parents, diba?
Right.
And I don't think it's utang na loob. It's more of appreciating what they did for you.
Yeah,
or
more
for
of
us.
appreciation. And, right, 100%. I think I want to ask you one more.
Wow.
In relation with utang na loob.
Okay.
Sabi to, how does the concept of utang na loob influence family dynamics in modern Filipino society? And follow-up is, what do you think is the long-term effects of this concept, social norm?
Parents are becoming dependent. Those who are, let's say, hindi na-educate, they become dependent of their children, lalo na yung eldest, di ba? Yung laging kawawa yung eldest. Kapag hindi naman yung eldest, yung someone na nagsa-stand up for the family. Meron kasing ibang hindi naman yung eldest yung The eldest becomes somebody who they also support. So nag-a-add pa siya sa pag-support sa parents, di ba? So they become dependent. Yun yung nagiging impact. So, I think that's why we are a poor country. Because poor din yung mindset natin. Diba? So, yun, parents become dependent and the cycle goes on. Papasa siya sa next generation.
Wow.
Especially if hindi na-educate. So, yun yung long-term effect. So, yung susunod na generation, yun din yung gagawin nila sa mga anak nila. Okay, I will work very hard para makagraduate yung unang anak ko. Tapos, siya na naman yung magpapaaral sa mga nakababata niyang kapatid. Very toxic.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, yun yung long-term effect. The dependency of the parents who are actually able naman. In fairness naman to those who are hindi na able. Diba? We totally get that. But those parents who are able, napapasa yung dependence nila to the next generation.
Yeah.
Napafollow sila eh. As a parent, you become, whether you like it or not, the greatest role model for your kids. And what you do, most likely they will also do.
Right. Right.
That's the long, nagiging cycle siya.
Right.
How about
Parang may unwritten rule when it comes to that, no? Na kapag naka-graduate ka na, you're the
it's your
eldest. It's your turn.
napasa na ang corona?
Napasa yung corona. No? I don't know saan yun nagsimula. Pero palang unwritten rule yan sa Pilipinas. No? Na although it's a good concept din, concept of parang teamwork, no? Magtulungan tayo.
It doesn't become teamwork if pinasa mo yun.
Right. Pero yung shared burden, if you look at it at first glance, no, parang ang gandang tingnan. Pero of course, the breadwinner, let's say the eldest,
Nasa sacrifice yung growth.
right,
Experience.
nahihinder siya. I like this verse from Proverbs 13:22. Sabi dito, a good person lives an inheritance for their children's children up to third generation.
Wow.
No? So, meaning to say, yung principle ng Bible is different. Yung parent is yung magbibigay ng inheritance. Wow, can you imagine that kind of concept? Parang baliktad ata yun sa meron tayo ngayon sa Pilipinas. Again, we are not in the position of criticizing the culture that we're having, but sometimes there's disconnect that we have to correct. No? The
Tama
beliefs. Pero yung kagandahan dito is, as a parent, you are passing on not just the wealth, but the values. One of the prime examples I can give is si Henry C.
Wow.
The late, great Henry C. Of course, yung anak niya, upon his death, na equally distributed. So it speaks a lot about their family values. Right now, when it comes to their corporations, yung mga big possessions, yung CEO, president, no? Of course, they have wide range of corporations, not just from retail, real estate, may banking, marami yan, di ba? So, sabi ni Hans C., isa sa mga anak ni Henry C., yung in-employ nila to be the leader of their companies, outsider, meaning to say not part of the family. Pero upon being part of the leadership roles, in-insert nila yung family values. I'm not sure what are the creed, if meron silang creed or list of those and don'ts sa family. But I do believe one of which is work ethic. Grabe yung work ethic ni Henry C. and it has been passed on dun sa mga anak nila. So that thing speaks a lot. No? This is not just about wealth. No? This is the passing on the right values. Yung parents na nakabuild ng business, it speaks a lot about their character. Hindi madali magpalaki ng business. So with that, yung parents na nakapag-build ng ganitong empire, it would be a family business. If you can pass it on to third generation, wow. Grabe yung impact na yun. Imaginein mo, yung mga apo ngayon ni Henry C.,
they're reaping it. No?
Reaping the fruit of the labor of their grandparents.
And si Henry C. nga, hindi siya nag-early retirement, no? Tapos, para ipasa yung yung financial responsibilities or obligation to the eldest. So, yun yung sinasabi kung we are a poor country because we have a poor mindset. Kasi iba, tingnan nyo yung yung mindset ng mga mayayaman, 'di ba? So, meron akong kilala na may work na siya. Tsaka may business pa siya ha. Kasi tinulungan din siya ng parents niya to build this small business. Tapos, nung birthday niya, wow, binigyan pa siya ng kotse, diba? Hindi niya naman hinihingi. So, yung mindset ng rich is, kahit na malaki ka na, I will still give you gifts. Diba? Out of my love. Because I can. Diba? And, yung maganda dito sa pagpapalaki ng anak nila, hindi siya kagaya ng first sharer, 'di ba? Parang independent yung anak nila. But they still want to support and mapagaan yung buhay while she is building her business. Which in fairness naman sa anak, hindi niya ina-abuse or tina-take for granted. Yung na-appreciate niya naman yung value ng gifts ng parents niya. So, yun, parang abundance. At saka may talaga, there's pride in providing for your kids. Kasi yung mga parents na rich, usually, wala na silang ibang paggagastosan eh. 'Di ba? They spend for themselves, napaaral nga nila yung mga anak nila eh. So, ngayon, that money will go to just by giving gifts to their kids. Di ba maganda yung yung ganong mindset. Yung hindi yung magre-retire ka na agad kasi may work na yung... So, dumadami yung streams of income ng mga mayayaman.
Wow, yeah.
Kaya, yun, napapasa yung yaman from
Correct.
generation.
Yeah.
to-
It's the thought that counts, no? When it comes to giving gifts.
Yes. Meron din akong kilala ha, yung apo niya. So every time na magkaanak yung anak niya, binibigyan niya ng 1 million.
Wow.
Yung apo niya.
1 million per
Imagine.
apo.
Oo.
Imagine that.
And now they're happily retired ng husband niya. But marami silang businesses.
Wow, yeah.
At saka, yun, nagka-travel na lang sila. And yeah, they get to enjoy life without having to wait for their kids to support them.
Wow. That's powerful. I can resonate with that, especially doon sa idea
I-claim
na,
natin.
yeah, I want to be a blessing for my kids.
Mhm.
No? I don't want to be a burden to them physically. That's why we are working out so that when we turn 50, 60, 70, hindi tungkod o wheelchair, we are independent, no? Physically and also financially. We want to run after our kids and grandkids because our bones and joints are strong. When it comes to laying up treasures for your kids, I think again that's a great testimony because your grandkids will also ask it. What are the reasons bakit tayo mayaman? And they would, yung parents mo tell, kasi yung lolo mo, yung lola mo, they work hard
Yeah.
to reach this point. That's why we have these blessings. Tama? I have this funny story when I was in my elementary days. Na kasi we grew up poor financially. We were struggling financially. My mom lived from paycheck to paycheck, being a government employee. As a widowed single mom, kasi yung tatay ko passed away in his early 40s. So you can imagine, marami kaming kakapatid. And the financial strain was very present in my younger years. Now, I had this wish that was funny na how I wish I was born in a rich family. Parang gano'n na imagination at saka fantasy. And then I grew up, I'm grateful for my parents. Pero there are moments in which I blame other people with my financial capacity. So that's a victim mentality and that's a trap. Kasi the moment you blame your situation to your parents, you are giving away authority, you are giving away ownership and responsibility with your own future. No. It's an excuse not to work hard. It's an excuse not to dream more.
Yeah.
Kasi whatever you're facing right now, yung mga problema mo, is the result of your parents. Yun yung mindset na victim mentality.
Parang you're giving your past the power to control your present
Wow.
and your future.
That's right. When it comes to utang na loob, this one is from Respicio and Co. Law Firm. Filial Support Obligations Philippines. Sabi dito, the concept of utang na loob or debt of gratitude strongly influences 75%
Oh.
of Filipino families.
Mas surprise ako na 75 lang,
75% lang. Imagine this. This is a thing talaga
Mhm.
in the Philippines. Children to support their parents financially and emotionally in old age. That's why siguro very common yung extended family, no? Or yung sa isang bahay maraming nakatira.
Yes.
Or yung mga oldies, no? And then yung mga seniors, they'd rather live with their anak than live in home for the aged.
Yes, I grew up in an extended family, by the way. So, marami kaming families under one roof. Yung kwarto, nakadivide siya into different families. Siguro nakailan kami? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minimum of 6.
Marami kayo.
Minimum of 5. Siguro 5 to 6 families. Kasama na dun yung grandparents.
Right.
So, I know how it feels.
Yeah. I
Sige.
have a last question here.
Okay.
How should families address the emotional and financial strain of caring for elderly parents?
Yeah, so if marami kayong na magkakapatid, you really have to talk and agree na this should be a shared responsibility. Diba? And it's okay if this is the truth if you talk about this, no, in truth, with love and grace. So if you have a sibling na ayaw makipag-cooperate, then hayaan mo na.
Correct.
Right? I'm pretty sure, no, with the prayers and forgiveness and just by showing grace to that sibling, mag-change din yung mind niya. So, although hindi siya true for all, but at least try. Communication is always the key. And if you speak the truth with love, diba, and show grace to your siblings, I am sure this is going to be possible na magiging shared yung responsibility of caring for elderly parents who are not able to provide for themselves. So, if nag-iisa ka naman, then I personally think you should start, no, with financial literacy at a young age or wherever you are right now. Okay, try to explore. Actually, yan yung kulang sa education system natin. Yung strong na financial literacy. So, it should be taught in school. But if hindi, you can also learn on your own.
Right.
Diba? So, if you're parents, make sure you discuss financial literacy to your kids. And learn with your siblings, learn with your family, diba? To improve. Know what passive income is. You have to know the different possible streams of income. Dapat kasi dinidiscuss to sa family. If hindi nyo pa dinidiscuss to sa family nyo, it's about time that you do it. You educate your family for this to be a shared responsibility. So, actually, marami akong natutunan na hindi sa school. When I was working already, and I'm so blessed to have this workplace na may concern for their employees. So, doon ko na natutunan na it's important to, aside from your needs and wants, yung tinuturo sa school kailangan mo rin mag-insurance, diba? Kailangan meron kang emergency fund. Meron kang investments, diba? And dito ako na, sa work natin before, doon ako na inspire maging entrepreneur, diba? That business pala is very possible even when you are an employee. And when I met, successful people, most of them, if not all, they have their passive income sources. So, yun, I think it's time to normalize talking about these things, financial literacy, your financial status with your family members.
Wow.
So, you're able to, address yung mga financial issues. And regarding emotional, strains of caring for elderly parents, again, paulit-ulit nating sinasabi that communication is always a key, for you to understand one another and, be in harmony as a family to share this caring for elderly parents. I don't want to call it a burden, because it should not be. How about you? How should families address the emotional and financial strain of caring for elderly
Right.
parents?
I like what you said about having an open conversation when it comes to financial responsibilities.
Yeah.
But before we dwell into that, you have to dig into the root. Bakit may financial strain? The
Talagang gusto
reason,
ko sa'yo, dapat nauna ka eh.
the reason why we're having conversations about
Mhm.
shared responsibilities, utang na loob, yung burden of helping our parents, or maybe the burden of the parent to feed,
Mhm.
at saka yung burden to give financial or responsibilities or maybe opportunities for their kids is
Mhm.
because lack of financial resources.
Mhm.
Kapag marami kang pera, hindi ito issue eh.
Yeah.
Kapag marami kang pera, of course, it speaks a lot.
Mhm.
Meaning to say, you have grown your financial literacy.
Mhm.
That's why you're able to share your responsibilities. Now, when it comes to working, I don't believe that parents stop working at 60.
Mhm.
Why? Because I've seen many seniors, the moment they step into retirement, they stop working. That's the disaster for their health. That's where their mental capacity starts to decline.
Mhm. Mhm.
When they stop to solve problems,
Yeah.
when they stop to move around,
Mhm.
when they stop to work to provide for their needs.
Mhm.
That's the trap.
Mhm.
So, for others stuck at work, government employee, or maybe sobra yung stress sa work, they may want to retire at 60, pero do not stop dreaming.
Mhm.
Do not stop
Learning.
The
Moving.
moment you stop moving and learning is the moment you stop living.
Yes. Wow.
So that's a
maganda
very
yan.
important point for parents. Do not stop learning. Do not stop moving. As for the kids, very important that you give not on the basis of force,
Mhm.
coerce, na motion.
Mhm.
Very important that you do it because you knew your parents sacrificed,
Mhm.
and out of that, gratitude.
Yes.
Out of the abundance of,
Of
your
your
heart,
heart.
you give. No. When it comes to shared responsibilities, it's not also demanded or mandated from the siblings.
Mhm.
Whosoever gives, whosoever na willing ma-contribute,
Mhm.
go for it. But, if there's a competition, the competition that should be existing right now is the competition of outloving one another.
Yes.
No? Outgiving one another. It's a beautiful responsibility to give and support. Kasi dun sa family, kayo lang magtutulungan.
Mhm.
Wala na
Correct.
iba.
Correct.
So that must be solid first and foremost.
I agree.
Right? So with that, I like to encourage our listeners and viewers, every time you have a thought to share, let us know. We'll be happy to share your comments at saka discuss possible yung topics natin.
Yes.
Might be related not just in family but also finances, fitness, and faith.
Mhm.
Again, I'm so happy. We're so happy that you join us here sa Modern Tribe natin. Episode number 7, Sagot ba ang anak ng kapagtanda ng magulang? This is Modern
Modern Tribe.
Tribe, helping modern families.
Embrace timeless values. See you next time.
This is Modern Tribe. Modern families, timeless principles.